Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Aren't you tired of all the nonsense you hear from these financial shows like this?
Should I be worried about Bear Stearns in terms of liquidity and get my money out of there? No, no, no. Bear Stearns is fine.
And then they went bankrupt. This is what I'm talking about. This is crazy. Your 401k, they take half of all the money you put away. Look, it's not about the money you're saving. It's about where you invest it and not in a 401k. Join my gang. Start using charts. I'll teach you how to use a chart so that you can maximize your returns on the money you do have. And the earlier you get started, the better. Join my gang, philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Everybody was asking me, how did I know to short Ford when it was November? And it was when Aunt B was telling us everything was fine. Well, what people didn't know is Aunt B was lying to us, because when she was raising the rates, machinery sales were down 5.6%, computers were down 8.7%, communication equipment sales down 21%. I took a look at our chart and I saw that institutions were pulling money out of Ford. So we said, let's short Ford. And we did that in November, on November 10th, because my charts told me there was a big sell signal, and we took advantage of it. And you know that stock Ford has now dropped 17%. That's the return my gang has now, 17%. Don't follow any of the jibber jabber from CNBC or the Fed. Follow me, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Time is the one thing that we want more of. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey. They take care of our housing. They take care of our food, in addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, it's been 7 years now since Obama ordered his Fed chairman to lower the savings rate from 5% to less than 0.25%. With the false narrative, it would spur economic growth and jobs. Everyone would have an opportunity in this economy. That's what he said. But what it spurred was a front-loading of the biggest fake, unsustainable stock market rally of 200%. That's what it spurred. Now, most people did not participate in that rally, because people got out of their 401k in 2009. And they said, just get me out. I want nothing but fixed income. And they got killed, because with low interest rates, fixed incomes get murdered. You got to know what you're doing. If you're going to really retire, you got to be associated with the stock market. That's why you come to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, we come in the morning, we have what we call coffee talk, but we just don't sit around and throw the bowl, or joke or laugh. Our coffee talk is serious. Every morning before you start out investing, we have an intense discussion on what is going on and where we should be investing, because it's all about not the money, but where you're putting that money. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and enjoy the best coffee in town.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG.
Time is the one thing that we want more of as a St. Jude parent. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey.
El que St. Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? when they told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow, they pretty much have saved us.
They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, people make it too complicated. Wall Street tells you the market cap and the trailing PE and the forward PE and price to sales to confuse you. All you need to know is, does the stock have volume? What's that mean? Energy. What does that mean? If you have people buying a stock, enough of the stock's being bought, it influences the prices to go up. Join my gang, philsgang.com. We're using charting, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Your sign says Trump's a fascist. Do you know what fascism is?
Fascism is, if I'm correct, is a system that's very incredibly hierarchical. Hierarchical.
Do you think that Trump is equal to Hitler?
I think that we are skating dangerously close to a Hitler-like situation in the sense that he is talking about deporting groups that are divided along racial lines.
Obama deports people too. Do you think he's like Hitler?
I think that...
Unbelievable. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country off the Wall Street Radio Network. This is nuts. I love Waters. He gets out there in the street and he talks to these people, these protesters, Bernie Sanders people. It's amazing. These kids have no clue what's going on. No clue. They just have they don't know what socialism is. They don't even know what fascism is. She had no clue. She kept trying to say hierarchy. I can't. Hierarchical. What'd she say? Archical? Hierarchical. Yeah. Unbelievable. Anyways, what's really scary is that the policies that we have in place today, for the last 8 years, the monetary policy, has put us in such bad shape that Kasich or Trump or Cruz, they're the only ones who can get us out of this mess. What's scary is Hillary is saying she is going to continue with the same policies of Obama. And so is Bernie. Look, we are in trouble. We are broke. The real debt is $126 trillion. The top priority of the new president should be to fix our national debt immediately. Our national debt is killing us. We do not have enough money to fix our roads because of our national debt. When you're paying this kind of interest on national debt, you have no money left for other programs. That's why our roads are so bad. Our bridges are so bad. We're broke. We got to fix it. When you have a real debt of $126 trillion, not the $20 trillion that we keep hearing, they always use $20 trillion. I never understood that. See, they don't want us, the people, to understand that it's not $20 trillion, it's $126 trillion. Because they never talk about the unfunded liabilities, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. It's Social Security, Medicare, and Medicare prescription drug program. Unfunded. That's $126 trillion. So every bit of money, and the problem is we're keeping this money at zero rates. The reason why we're keeping the money at zero interest so the government can borrow cheaply. Because if the government had to pay regular rates, if the rates started to go up, we'd be in a depression. Because right now they're taking almost every bit of money that's coming in just to pay on the debt. There's hardly anything left. So the massive debt has ruined this country. It's ruined our economic growth. It's ruined families. It's ruined small businesses. It's ruined this country's economic growth, a pathetic economic growth of about 1.5%. That's the true growth. Let's use 2%, but it's 1.5% is the true growth. It's ruined. When you have this high debt, it kills you. Just like if you got high debt, it kills you, right? It's the same thing with the country. You can't sustain it. We're lucky. You say we're lucky, but we're really not, that we have a printing machine. At our home, we don't have a printing machine. We can't print. And the printing of money is killing us. That's the problem. Too bad we got that printing machine. But you'll never see the country go into bankruptcy. They'll just keep printing and printing and printing more paper. That is worse. We're better off being put in bankruptcy to force us to deal with it. The new president has to have a comprehensive plan before he enters the office. Now, the problem was if Hillary wins or Bernie wins, they're just going to take the same monetary policies. They're going to continue. And those policies have doubled our national debt. So they're going to continue. So that means they'll double our national debt. See, most of the money that comes into the government, comes into the treasury they collect, goes towards servicing the debt. And that's why we can't grow. Last week, earnings growth came in at a minus 9.3%. That's a decline for 4 quarters now. 4 quarters in a row. That's because of the debt, the high debt, the doubling of the debt. This president has created more debt than all the other presidents combined. It's killing us. That's the reason manufacturing has plunged to a 7-year low. See, most people don't get it. They don't connect it. When I say there's 126 trillion debt, nobody knows what that means. Very few people know what that means. They don't get it. It doesn't connect. Or they'd be angry. They'd be down in Washington. They'd be protesting. There'd be millions of people protesting. But nobody's protesting. They sit home and watch the football game or the basketball game. That's why you don't have a good full-time job. That's why you got a part-time job. Or you may not have any job at all. That's why you can't buy a new house or a new car. You have no money. It's because of the debt. The debt sucks everything out. This is the problem. And so last week it shows up. Our earnings growth minus 9.3%. 4 quarters in a row. We've had that decline. Manufacturing plunged to a 7-year low. Same-store sales down. Housing starts down. And it is signaling a beginning of another recession. That's the signal. That's the red flag. Why do you think so much money has come out and gone into the metals, where we've seen such an explosion of silver and gold? The prices are exploding. Look at our POS position, up over 100%. Our gold position, up over 58%. When's the last time you've seen that? See, so smart money knows what this debt is doing, and smart money is going to get even more nervous if Hillary comes into office. I mean, we all know that Sanders is not going to win, so we got to be prepared. Now, the metals are soaring, and that is positive proof, or proof positive, I should say, that Yellen and the politicians, this administration, including Secretary of Treasury Jack Lew, Commerce Secretary Penny Pritzker, Yellen, and the president himself are not telling the American people the truth. They keep lying and saying the economy's doing well. Well, then answer me the question. If the economy is doing well, why aren't you raising interest rates? Because first you're going to kill the banks. If you raise interest rates, you kill the banks. That's one reason why. The economy is not doing well, but they keep pointing to the stock market. As long as they can convince us to look at the stock market for the answer to how healthy our economy is, they'll keep doing this. See, we need whoever is going to be our president to grow the economy, not to grow the stock market bubble. That's what they've been doing through financial engineering, through stock buybacks, through QE. So that means they're going to do more of it. More of it. That'd be good for us. We'll make a lot of money, but it's going to be terrible for the country. We'll be right back after this break. Phil's Gang. Join my gang. 15 past the hour.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Listen to what Fisher said, the former Fed governor.
We front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish a wealth effect.
That's right. Do you hear that? They took the stock market, front-loaded it, ran it 200%, so we ended up not only with a fake stock market, but fake GDP, fake money, fake jobs, fake prices, fake everything. But we took advantage of that, and we're going to take advantage again. That's why I told my gang in May to short the market. On 5/29, that's May 29th, I'm telling you to short the stock market. And we were right. And the market went down over 11%. That's why you got to join my gang and learn how to short stocks just as much as buying them. Learn how to short with me, Phil Grande at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. There's so much bad news out there. Let me give you some good news. The good news is you can retire when you're 65 years of age. You can live the same lifestyle you've come accustomed to, but you're going to have to make a change. And what's that change? To get rid of your 401k. It's a scam. It doesn't work. We've never seen more people pulling their money out of 401ks than right now. $40 billion just in this last few quarters because they know it doesn't work. So they're taking their money and stuffing it in the mattress. That's not what to do. Look, it's not about the money you put away. It's about how you invest that money. And clearly 401ks don't work. But it does work here at Phil's Gang. philsgang.com, where we just got a return of over 35% in copper.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Everybody was asking me, how did I know to short Ford when it was November and it was when Aunt B was telling us everything was fine? Well, what people didn't know is Aunt B was lying to us, because when she was raising the rates, machinery sales were down 5.6%, computers were down 8.7%, communication equipment sales down 21%. I took a look at our chart and I saw that institutions were pulling money out of Ford. So we said, let's short Ford. And we did that in November, on November 10th, because my charts told me there was a big sell signal, and we took advantage of it. And you know that stock Ford has now dropped 17%. That's the return my gang has now, 17%. Don't follow any of the jibber-jabber from CNBC or the Fed. Follow me, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Time is the one thing that we want more of. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey. They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter. and getting her better.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. When was the last time you've gotten a raise? Been a long time. When was the last time you got overtime? That's been a long time. Sure, why? What people don't realize is we got two components out there that is killing your standard of living. Free money provided to CEOs from the Federal Reserve, and then the way the CEO is being compensated. CEOs are not compensated on performance anymore. CEOs are compensated on stock options. That's how they make most of their money. So as long as the Federal Reserve will give them money free, they're going to focus on the CEO buying shares back to pop that price up to make that stock option. That's why you're not getting paid. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. Now, here's Phil. Stock Corner is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel. Go to philsgang.com, click on the video channel graphic, and check out Phil's free videos on the market, economy, and current events.
That's right. Go to my videos. Go to my site, philsgang.com. I have some wonderful videos. You get my take. I do a whole video on what I think the market's going to do, where it's going to go. I put up some wonderful stocks where it'll show you how our gang made money using our chart, our PT2 chart. For example, you'll see gold, you'll see silver, you'll see a lot of good stocks using the PT2, where it identified when to buy, when to sell. So easy to do, designed for people like you that don't have time, to do anything, okay? And to give you an example, biotech. We took in XBI as the symbol, and we're up 16%, just simply waiting for it to turn from red to green. That was our buy signal. And then we have the triple, which is up 48%, LABU, 48%. MRO, nobody wanted to buy the refiners, nobody. We waited, our PT2 chart turned green, beautiful, up 16%. What's wrong with that? Macy's. We had a 9% return on the upside as soon as it turned from red to green. And then when it went down, where institutions pulled their money out, we were able to pick up another 9% on the way back down. 9 up, 9 down. Does your Fed is helping you in your 401k? Does he do that for you? Does he let you make money on the way down? Of course not. The only money he's making is fees, killing you with fees. Or again, remember, and nobody believes this, you should check it out. For every 1% in fees, you have to give up 28% of your retirement money. 28% of the money you set aside for retirement goes to these gangsters for fees. Are you kidding? What do they do for you? Nothing. Because when the market goes down, you don't have an individual stock. You can't sell short. Just like Macy's. When Macy's went up, we had a nice ride on the way up near my gang members, about 9%, and same on the way back down. But we could make money on the way back down. You can't make money on the way down. We're in one of these ridiculous mutual funds. And that's why I reach out to help you. To help you. It's just so terrible that you're going to be in a terrible position when this market finally crashes, and it's going to crash. Look, go to my site, philsgang.com, and check out the videos, and you'll see how well we've done on our homepage. I'm not making this up. Go see on the homepage. The videos are there. See exactly what my gang members did with the PT2, and it's designed for people like you that don't have any time. You just don't have time. You're busy with family. You're busy business. You just don't have time. You hardly take any time out. Just follow this thing. It's so easy. Okay. Check it out. All right. We're talking about what is going to happen when all of this is over, this crazy race going on. Who are we going to end up with? If we end up with Hillary, which is likely, especially if they're going to cheat Trump out of the whole deal, we are going to continue on the same dangerous course we're now. And people don't realize, I can't get across to you that this debt of $126 trillion, which everybody should get a bill. Everybody should get a bill and say, every member in the family, you owe $125,000. It's got to be paid at the end of the month, or we're going to put you in debtor's jail. That's what should happen. See, if they sent you a bill and said, this is your portion of the $126 trillion, and let's say you had to pay $100,000 by the end of the month, every member of your family are going to put you in debtor's jail. Boy, people would revolt then. But they're not revolting now because, see, they don't get it. They don't understand it. It's like a make-believe. It's not make-believe. The reason when you go to the supermarket, and the reason why you see oranges up 18%, the reason why you see turkeys up 12%, that's from the debt. That's how it works. And most people don't get that. They don't understand that. I hear people all the time say, well, what do you mean? That doesn't affect me. I hear them say there's $20 trillion in debt. That doesn't affect me. Really? So when ham goes up 14% or white potatoes go up 28%, that's how it affects you. Your rent is more than half of your pay right now. That's how it affects you. When the government keeps spending and spending and they have more money, they owe more than what comes in, that's how it affects us. That's unbelievable. Obama says the economy is doing great. Remember, he said to us, economy's doing great.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
So are we peddling fiction when we have $126 trillion in debt? Is that fiction? Anyone that's lost touch with reality, it's he, that dope. His administration. That should be a crime. The administration has shifted money away from job creators, small Main Street businesses, to Wall Street banksters, who are job destroyers, using quantitative easing, which is a backdoor bailout to bail out the banks. The banks are still insolvent. It's unbelievable. See, people don't understand. So I'm here to help you. You're going to have to retire. Let's join the gang. Let me reach out to you. Let's take a few stocks so that you make money on the way up, and when the stocks go down, you make money on the way down. That's the most important thing I can give you. The biggest gift I can give you is when the market goes down, you can say, boy, I feel good. I hope the market keeps going down because I'm making money. I can do that for you. Call right now, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. Sign up. Let me help you. All I ask you, please send some money to St. Jude. And talking about that, don't forget our book, Walter's Way. Wonderful book. Wonderful book. It's an award-winning book. Go to my site, philsgang.com, or you go to waltersway.org. Please pick up this inspirational book. We'll see you on the charts. We'll be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Every day we hear from Wall Street, you turn on the TV, and they're telling us how the economy's great, everything's great. And these are the same people that run the 401ks who, with a 2% fee, take more than half of your money and put it in their pocket. You will never retire comfortably in a 401k. But try to convince 90 million people, it's almost impossible. People just don't listen. They get comfortable and stay with these 401ks. They don't work. You're not going to be able to retire. It's simple. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Join the gang, try it for a month, and we're going to show you how to use a chart And that is going to put you in such a comfort zone of retirement.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Every month now, we get jobs. They give us the job numbers. We've been averaging, they tell us, 235,000 jobs a month. It's been a lie. That's a bogus number. The BLS, that counts the jobs, they use what they call the birth-death model system. What they do is they manipulate the jobs, so 40% of that number that you see is fake. That's right. If you take 235,000 jobs, the number really is 140,000. They bogus up about 95,000 jobs. But that's what goes on now on Wall Street. That's why you want to be a member of my gang, Phil's Gang, philsgang.com, because that way you get the truth. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Yellen came out and told us that she is basically going to pull back the 25 basis point hike that she had in December, the quarter point, because the economy is bad. Then she's going to do quantitative easing. So what does that mean? That means as the economy gets worse, the market's going to go up. See, most people think when the economy's bad, the market should be going down. Just the opposite. Because when the economy is bad, the Federal Reserve comes in, prints money, gives it to the companies to buy their own shares back to push their stocks up. Because when the economy's bad, people aren't out spending and their stock doesn't go up. This is how they do it. A great opportunity. Don't miss it. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Become part of this wealth effect. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Be sure to watch Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Time is the one thing that we want more of as a single parent. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey.
El que Sayud no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When they told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow, they pretty much have saved us.
They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, we come in the morning, we have what we call coffee talk. But we just don't sit around and throw the bowl, or joke or laugh. Our coffee talk is serious. Every morning before you start out investing, we have an intense discussion on what is going on and where we should be investing. Because it's all about not the money, but where you're putting that money. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and enjoy the best coffee in town.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by Phil's Talking Trader Stock Charts.
Mark, what did you think of today's number, and what do you think about housing in general?
Well, other than being, 11,000 light of consensus, 522,000, we've been at or below 500,000 new home sales for 8 straight years, Rick. It's like watching rocks grow. In the resale market, on the other hand, where you have all that unorthodox demand that comes through, you have sales that aren't off 60% from their prior peak. You have them that regain. But in the fundamental structural end user housing market, which is the new home sales market, they just can't get going after trillions of Fed capital.
15 trillions of Fed capital. 15 trillion, and they can't get this economy going. Because they're not doing the right thing. They're not focusing on jobs. They're not focusing on jobs. They're not focusing on economic growth. This administration, the anemic recovery has been characterized by all economists around the world is so anemic. There is more debt growth than economic GDP growth. There's the problem. When you have more debt growing than economic growth, then you have a fall in productivity, a fall in factory orders. And then he turns around, this administration, and they increase regulations. Are you nuts? Increase healthcare costs. Are you nuts? And that's why our real unemployment rate is 18%, not the fake 5%. Now, that has caused a huge economic uncertainty among investors around the world. That's why they're not bringing their money over here. We have bonds being sold off today again. The 10-year Treasury, the yields are going up again. The interest rates are going up again. That's why the stock market's down again. Why are they dumping their bonds? Why are they dumping? They're getting rid of their bonds. Because it tells us the economy is doing terrible. And that's why everybody is going into the metals market. And you should be ready for the metals market. When this metal market pulls back, please let me help you. Let me reach out to you and help you. When the metals pull back, we've already had 100% rally in POS, my gang. 100%. Go check it out. Go to my site today, philsgang.com. Go to my homepage. Go. You'll see it right there, the video. You see exactly what we got. 100%. Our gold's up over 58%. I'm not making it up. Now, when it pulls back, you should be ready. And you haven't got to do any work. You haven't got to do anything. We have a program that's designed for you who's so busy you can't spend 2 seconds a week on it. Call right now, 877-600-GANG. 877-600-GANG. You got to do something. Now, think about this. For nearly 8 years, they've been blaming, this administration keeps blaming Baby Bush. Now, Baby Bush deserves a lot of blame. There is no question. He was a dope too. What he did. Are you kidding? Selling homes to people that couldn't afford the payments? But even now, you only can do that for so long. You got to take some responsibility, don't you? If you're in charge of a company for 8 years, the shareholders will look to you. If you're the CEO, you got to take some responsibility. Even Obama's staunchest supporters admit in private, they won't say it in public, that his Obamanomics, the redistribution of wealth, has reduced prosperity in this country. It's dismantled the middle class, for God's sakes. We've never had more people in the middle class slip into poverty, double the amount of people than any other time in history going into poverty. They first go into part-time jobs. That's the worst thing about a part-time job. It's an awakening call. Once you go to part-time, that's an awakening call that you're going to poverty next. And few people escape that. Why do you think metals are doing so well? Why do you think people are dumping their bonds? They know, the smart money knows this economy is going to get worse and worse. And here's the interesting thing. The worse the economy gets, the stronger the metals are getting. And that's why if you would just follow me on my PT2. Give you an example. AU, Anglo Gold. And this was perfect for you. If you're a busy person, when the stock was at $7, my chart turned green. It was a buy signal. It went up to $16, still green. I'm not making this up. 128% gain just watching a color go. But we'll tell you when it happens. You're so busy, we'll tell you when it's happening. Now, whether you got in at $8, $7, $10, doesn't matter. Even if you got it at $10, you would have got a, 50% return. You got in late instead of at 7. Say you got in at 12. You'd maybe got a 30% return. But it identifies for you what's going on. But the beautiful thing, when it collapses, and gold will go down again at some point, we'll ride it all the way down. But here's the problem. Yes, it's great that metals will go up and we have a place to run and hide because of what's going on. Yeah, and for 8 years they're blaming everybody but themselves. But I don't care. The weaker, as I say, the economy gets, the more the metals will increase. The Fed will continue to move stock prices higher and higher as earnings decelerate. This is what's interesting. This is what's funny. This administration will make sure as earnings and profits get worse, stock prices will go up. And that's why we're already 50% over. The stocks are 50% higher than they should be. Because they make sure they artificially push stocks higher when profits go down. That creates such a bubble, it's incredible. Banks have been struggling since they made that first rate hike. Remember that first rate hike in December when she lied for a year before the rate hike and she said, boy, things are really good. Things are terrific. Things are wonderful. The economy's really doing great. I'm going to do a rate hike. Remember? A whole year and she didn't do it. Then finally she did it. But here's the problem. She stopped. So all you got to do is watch the banks. If the banks collapse, start shorting the market. We'll do it for you. Here's how it works. The spread between what a bank pays you for interest on your deposit and what they loan, that is profit. It's called interest on deposits. You'll see it on their financial statement. Let me repeat. The spread between what a bank pays you, interest, to put your money in deposit to the bank, and what they loan it out to a customer, that's their profit. Interest on deposits called. As long as the 30-year Treasury rate is higher, let's say 2.69, than the 1-month Treasury, let's say 0.19, they have a fancy name for that called yield curve. But forget about that. Just always remember, as long as the 30-year Treasury rate is higher than the 1-month Treasury rate, that means the bank's earnings or their net interest income grows. They're fine. But without continuing rate hikes, guess what happens? The profits start going down. The banks get hit first and the market crashes. Why do you think the market dropped 23%? And guess what? My gang was short. My gang on the XLF, all we had, we kept watching and watching at our PT2, and all of a sudden it turned from green to red. It went from $25 all the way down to $19. 25 to 19 by a simple watching the chart. 24% jump. Now, why did it go down 24%? Because they didn't increase. The Federal Reserve is not increasing rates. They can't. So what that does is kill the profits on the bank. So always remember, as long as the 30-year Treasury rate is higher than the 1-month Treasury rate, everything's fine. But the only way they can maintain that is to keep raising rates. When they stop raising rates, then the bank stocks collapse. They went down 23%. Now they're trying to drive them up artificially again. There is so many things wrong with this economy. It's incredible, and we're going to ride it all the way down. I'm begging you. I'm reaching out to you. Don't get caught this time. If you have 1 minute a week, all you need is 1 minute a week. Join my gang, and we'll be ready for whatever happens. We will be in advance of it. We will. Go to my site. Look at the videos. Look at the profits on those videos. Check it out. 877-600-GANG. And there's folks right there to take your calls right now. We're not making this stuff up, folks. Join my gang, Phil's Gang. 43 past the hour here on Phil's Gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I'm going to tell you something about your 401k that you don't know. You know the 401k is a tax code? That's what it is. Here's how it worked. In the 80s, you had pension funds, but they decided to give their CEOs a benefit on top of the pension. It was called 401k. That was to shelter their income. That way they could keep the CEOs because it was very competitive. But when all the jobs were shipped overseas, they no longer could keep pension funds. Too expensive. So they shifted all their employees to a 401k, duping you, thinking it was a good deal. But what they did is they charged hidden fees which amount to about $250 billion a day, that they gave to lobbyists to go to Washington to make sure that this 401k would never be transparent. Here's what came of it.
Responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
That's right. So join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
We're on our best 2-year job creation streak in 20 years.
What are you, nuts? Who'd believe that? Let me tell you the truth. First of all, the 292,000 jobs we got in December 2015, and they told us the unemployment rate is 5%. Not true. You can't trust these people on Wall Street. You can't trust the press. What they don't count is, in December, for example, the 615,000 discouraged workers. A discouraged worker is a person unemployed, gave up looking for work, but this administration does not count them as unemployed when calculating the 5% unemployment rate. Instead, they classify the discouraged as marginally attached to the labor force, but they're not considered part of the labor force or part of the unemployment. That's why you can't trust what they tell you. If we back into 625,000, the real unemployment rate is 12%, not 5%. That's why you got to join my gang, where you get the truth and where we use charts. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Time is the one thing that we want more of. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey. They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. The 401k big lie. They tell you invest $10,000 a year for 30 years, compounded at 6% annually. You will have a grand total of $245,000 to retire. That is not true. That is not the truth. What they don't tell you is the hidden fees. There's 27 hidden fees in your 401k. When you're all done, you lose half of what you put aside for your retirement. That's right, half. And another thing, you're not allowed to do individual stocks in a mutual fund. And you're not allowed to make money when stocks go down. That's ridiculous. Would you buy a car with just forward and no reverse? Why would you ever be in a fund that you can't make money when the stock market goes down? Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by philsgang.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Let me give you the number. 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. And you can call. They're there to take your phone call. I'd really strongly suggest that you sign up. And then we'll get you organized with the PT2. Go to my website. You'll see actual investments using that. I gave them to you today. I gave you just a few examples today. The money we made on gold, mining, we made on Macy's. Macy's, we made money on the way up, about 9-10%, the same on the way back down. The golds, the silvers, it's not hard. We do it for you. We hold your hand all the way through because we know you're busy. We know you're busy. We know. Now, here's what's coming. So you understand how this whole thing is going to, now this whole economy is going to collapse. The stock market is going to collapse. And the weaker, see the smart money, that's why the stock golds went up and silver went up so much. Because the smart money knows the economy is going to collapse. It is collapsing. What's propping it up right now is $15 trillion they print and shove in there, and it's not doing a very good job because the economy is not growing. We also know, as I told you, the banks always lead. If they don't lead, the stock market crashes. The way they've been driving the market higher with these banks is through cheating, the way they do the accounting. They also are in trouble because they will not raise rates. It's so important that the Federal Reserve raises rates. Remember how they used to raise them 25 basis points every quarter? They can't do that because they know the economy is so bad. Look what happens in housing. Look at the numbers we got last week. Everything's down. Manufacturing's down. Housing down. Everything's down. They know if they raise rates, it's over. So they're stuck. So they can't raise rates. They need to because the banks need to keep that 30-year Treasury rate higher than the 1-month Treasury. They call it the yield curve. As long as the 30 years higher than the 1 month and they keep raising the rates, then they can make what they call their net interest income. It grows. But when you can't keep raising rates 25 basis points because the economy is so bad, so fragile, then we just exampled, didn't we? We just saw an example of what happens. In July, the market from July down to February dropped 24%. 24%. That leads the market. So that's why you got to be in a position ready so when the market drops 40, 50, 60%, and it's going to, that this time you're not going to be left behind. Now, I also want to talk about something else. You know, part of this election, I try to stay out of this noise, the election, but I got to say something. I got to read quickly for you part of the letter that remember she did a speech to Goldman Sachs, and she didn't want to release to Clinton. Clinton did Goldman Sachs paid Clinton to give a speech. She didn't want to release it. Here's one of the letters we got. You know, this is her. Over the past few months, there has been popular concern about the economy that still isn't delivering for the majority of Americans. It's not delivering, she says, the way they felt it should. That they felt entitled to. The little people, entitled to. Most Americans that you speak to speak a populist rhetoric that claims it's stacked for those at the top. And those of you here have it too good. And there's big laughter in the room. But we know, she says, the hopes that the little tiny people have for their future, the little things like school, job, food, clothing, the little tiny things for the little tiny people. The food and the clothing on their backs, these little things. All of those little tiny things for these little tiny people would not be possible without your leadership and innovation. You, the banks, who just paid me $275,000 for this crappy speech. No, I made that up right there, that one. Previous generations of Americans built this economy and a middle class on an illusion, a collective illusion that they were productive, they worked hard, that they created wealth, that built the economy, these little people. They're so misguided, these little people. They didn't build it. It was you. It was you, the banks, your credit, your stewardship. It was you. You built this country, not the little tiny people. You put food on their tables, not them. It's due to your banking, your trading, your investment houses that we have an economy which we have to thank you. You believe this? Then she looks at Lloyd blanks and he says, and your colleagues, Lloyd, you and your colleagues have been instrumental in that. People say you are overpaid or even a parasite on the economic body. And they quote a long line of seemingly unethical behavior. They equate you and your people, Lloyd, with everything that's wrong and immoral with capitalism. They charge that you, Lloyd, and your people have acted ruthlessly and unethically, rigging every major market bubble since the Great Depression. And everybody went boo, and everybody laughed. But I, contrary to populists, hysterical demonizing, firmly believe that what you do is so essential and critical, Lloyd. You and your people. You help allocate our investments, direct our economic development, hedge risk, create power, policies, alliances in ways that make our country stronger and richer and powerful and more innovative and competitive and, yes, more democratic. For decades, people have argued that if we give more wealth to those at the top by cutting taxes and letting you and the other corporations write their own rules, it will trickle down. It will trickle down to everyone else. And it has. It has. No, it hasn't. Can you imagine? What a disgusting letter. Talking to us like we're little nothing people. And she says how the trickle down works. That we should make sure you make all the money because it trickles down. Really? Show me, Hillary, where it worked. It hasn't. It hasn't. If you go back and you look in the tax cuts in 1982, for example, and you go back and look at the tax cuts around 1993, big tax cuts, guess what? The little people didn't get anything. The big people got everything. The little people got nothing out. It doesn't work. She's wrong. When the richest 20% of society increases their income by 1%, 1 percent point, the annual rate of growth shrinks. Shrinks, doesn't grow. She's wrong. When you give the richest 20% of the people an increase in their income, they get all the money. Our economy doesn't grow. It shrinks. We have the proof. When the poorest 20% increase their share of total income by just 1%, the economy grows. It grows much faster. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Give tax breaks or higher wages to the poor and the middle class. And the economy will grow. It really does. We should not have payroll taxes. You give tax breaks or higher income to the rich, you reduce economic growth. So she has lied. It doesn't. This trickle effect never has worked. It's just like I told you before. Every new president, the first thing they do is cut checks to everybody. They say, oh, we're going to cut checks to everybody, $200, $300, $400. Well, the very wealthy, they don't take their money and go spend it. They put it in a pile of the rest of their money because they already have everything. Nothing wrong with that. But the poor, they don't go spend their money because when they get their check, they got to pay back they got to go and pay all their back bills, their electricity, their telephone bill hasn't been paid. So if we have a person that comes into this economy, a new president that doesn't understand that we got to cut our debt right down and we got to start, and the only way you create jobs is you've got to cut the national debt. There's no other way. That's it. It's that simple. So in the meantime, let me reach out to you and tell you, if we get a dope in the White House, like Bush was a dope, Obama's a dope, Hillary's a dope, Sanders a dope, let's be protected. Join my gang. So if the market collapsed 50, 60%, just like when XLF dropped from 25 down to 19 bucks, that was a wonderful profit. You'll be ready. Let's get you ready. What do we care if the market drops? We feel terrible for the economy, but let's protect ourselves. Join my gang, Phil's gang, and help St. Jude Hospital. Please don't forget St. Jude. We'll help you. You help St. Jude. What a good deal that is. 877-600-GANG. They're waiting for your call right now. The PT2.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.